Hi and welcome back. Today I'm real excited to take you on a video tour of our 2018 Renegade Explorer. What we really like about the Renegade Explorer is it has one of the lowest overall roof heights of any RV out there in the industry. So you get a beautiful motorhome in the 40-foot length. It's actually 40 foot 4 inches in length. Phenomenal turning radius, low roof height so it gets into tight spaces. And this one we equipped it with the M2 112 chassis with the DD13 engine at 470 horsepower and 1,600 foot-pounds of torque. So this is just an absolute animal when it comes to horsepower, drivability, and comfort and luxury. So I really hope you enjoy it as we take you on a tour and walk you around this coach. We're going to go ahead and start by going down the driver's side compartments, or as the industry calls it, the street side. As you can see in this first compartment, all the batteries are accessible. We've installed 8D batteries in it, as well as there's an air connection here in case you need to air up a tire or air up an inflatable raft or blow out something. It's all right here and easy to get to. Now when we look in the next compartment back, there's just a nice small compartment here. This is a great place to keep your work gloves or your Windex or anything like that. It works out really good in this compartment. Now when we moved into the next compartment, this is where the sewage compartment is. And what we've done here is Renegade's installed two 75-gallon storage tanks. 75 gallons for your gray water and 75 gallons for the black water. If you'll notice, the walls in here are black, and what we've done is we've had Renegade install ceramic temp coat, and it's a spray-on insulation so that we can try to keep this compartment as warm as possible, because we really want you to have a true four-season coach, a coach that you can use year-round. We've also installed the Macerator sewage system, so you can see here on this small blue hose, there's a pump hooked on the bottom of the black tank, so when you turn the switch on, it grinds up and emulsifies all of the waste product and it pumps it through this small hose. And it just makes servicing or draining the gray tank and the black tank absolutely a simple project. And I can't speak highly enough about the Macerator system. The other neat thing that happens when we install the Macerator is you don't have the plug coming out of the bottom of the box, and we feel that's a place where cold and slush and stuff can get up inside of the box and wreak havoc with you if you're going to use your coach in the winter. So I can go on and on about the Macerator, but it's something we install on all of our luxury coaches. I install it on my own coach. We just really believe it's the best way to deal with waste products. Now we're going to move back into the water management compartment. I'm going to take just a moment and kind of point out some of the features in here. One thing before we get started is, if you notice, the panel in there that Renegade uses is laser cut aluminum. So most of the writing in there, as you can see over the black tank and the gray tank, it's all cut out with a water jet, so you'll be able to see them from years and years to come. They've done a nice job in this package. I'm going to start out with the black tank dump valve. When you pull that lever, you dump the black tank. Then you have the gray tank dump valve. Then there's a black tank wash, and what happens there is after you've dumped the black tank, you can hook a fresh water hose on that connection, turn the water on, and a little sprinkler is going to run inside of the black tank and kind of wash it all out one final time. Then as we move down, you'll see there's a cable TV connection in case you're in an RV park and you want to connect directly to their cable. There's the connection point for it. The next lever over is the water fill, so you can choose to run on city water directly, or you can fill the tank. And this motor coach has 150 gallons of fresh water underneath the master bed, and it's a really nice option to have. The next button over turns on the flow jet, turns it on and off. Then we have a pressurized water spigot, so if you want to hook a garden hose on this and maybe wash your motorhome off or wash off your tow vehicle, you have a connection point there for it. And then we also have a low point drain, and Renegade's done a great job of putting in this low point drain. There's a winterizing prep package inside. If you choose to winterize your coach, it's just a fantastically simple process to do on this motorhome. Now we're moving back into the generator compartment. As you can see, we've had Renegade install the Cummins Awning generator. This is 8,000 kW diesel generator. The interesting thing, if you read the Cummins manual, is they tell you it's best to run their generator for 2 or 3 hours when you use it rather than 5, 10, or 20 minutes. These things are designed to run for thousands upon thousands of hours. So probably the best thing you can do when you own one of these is just get it out and run it and use it. That's one thing that I want to point out is the motor coaches that we design are designed to be used. You know, you take the engine on this motorhome, it has a B50 life rating of 1 million miles. So that means that Detroit certified that over 50% of these engines have lasted over 1 million miles without any major engine repair. I like to say, you know, the biggest crime you can commit with owning one of these Renegades is to not get out and use it. It should be a badge of honor to say, you know, I've got 10,000 hours on my generator and I've got 200,000 miles on my engine. You know, these things are designed to get out and see the country and drive down the road, and that's what this is all about. Now we're in the last storage compartment. As you can see, we've installed the power cord reel to wind up the 50 amp power cord on it. It makes it very convenient to pull the cord in and out. You just push a button. We've also had Renegade install a 30 amp RV plug at the back of the motorhome. It's great if you're pulling an enclosed trailer and you want to power it up. You can run the extension cord down your trailer tongue and up inside the compartment and plug it in. Or if you want to power, your kids are outside in a tent and you want to run auxiliary power over them, we have power there. We've also installed additional 110 outlets in the sewage compartment. If you're going to be in like extreme weather, we can put a 110 heater in there for you, or we could install additional heat tape on your water line. So we try to put power outlets around the coach so that, it just makes your life more enjoyable and easier. Now we're going to go ahead and run the slides out on the driver's side to give you an understanding of what the coach looks like with the slides out. As you can see, we have the main living room slide and the rear bedroom slide. You can also see the awning toppers on both of the slides. You can see we've also installed side windows in both of the slides. I also want to draw your attention to the paint, just so you can see how well Renegade did when they painted these coaches. They made sure that the stripe comes down the side, then into the slide compartment and into the line. So this coach looks as beautiful with the slides out as it does with the slides in. Just absolutely nothing has been left to chance. Everything has been thought out, and it's just an absolute beautiful coach. Now we're going to move around to the rear of the coach, and I'd like to spend a little bit of time and talk to you about some of the features that are here on the back. So one of the first things I want to point out are the tail lights. Renegade has done a great job of keeping the utilitarian side of their luxury coaches. It's just a little thing, but it means a lot to me, especially when you're traveling in Alaska and some other remote areas. The tail lights on here are standard truck lights. Any auto parts store should have this replacement light right on the shelf. Not only is it just easy to locate, it's a really good looking light, puts off a lot of emergency light. You got 6 lights at the back of it, 2 reverse lights on the back. It just works out exceptionally well. As we move around and talk about the trailer hitch on this coach, you're going to notice that there's 2 plug-ins. The first outlet is for your 7-way connector if you're going to connect your trailer plug into it. The other connector is the Voyager camera outlet. And we have that put there in the event that you want us to install a secondary camera on the back of your travel trailer. We can just plug it in right there and it'll transfer the camera cable to the back of your trailer. Now as we move over to the glad hands, you'll notice that we've installed air brakes to the back of this coach. In the event that you want to tow a trailer that has air brakes, the connection points are already here. You just hook your trailer brakes onto that, your air brakes. As you apply the brake pedal inside the cab, it's going to apply brakes to the trailer. We also have installed an electric trailer brake controller for those of you that just use electric trailer brakes. This coach is equipped with a 20,000 pound rated hitch. As you can see here, it's just an exceptionally substantial trailer hitch on the back of this motorhome. This coach has a 70,000 pound gross combined weight rating. So if you were to put the motorhome on a scale with the trailer, you could weigh up to 70,000 pounds. It's as if you have way more chassis than you have motorhome, where with a traditional Class A motorhome, you typically have more motorhome than you have chassis. It's just reversed here. It's just an absolutely exceptional and well-built motorhome. Now we're going to move up a little bit. As you can see, we have a backup camera mounted way up high on this motorhome. We also have an LED light strip up above the camera. We've also installed additional marker lights up on the top. It just looks really nice at night. If you think about it, going down the road, Where you need most of your lighting is at the back of the coach. You know, in the event that you got to come to a stop out on the freeway, you want to have a lot of lights back there. Having the camera up high really makes backing up nice. It also makes it look nice when you're hooking up to your trailer at night. Now we're going to move over to the curb side or the passenger side of the vehicle and talk a little bit about the storage compartments. As you can see, the first 3 compartments coming from the rear are dedicated exclusively to just storage. There's nothing in them other than a light, and they're also want to point out that all the compartments are carpeted on this side of the motorhome. We really like that feature. As we get into the 4th compartment, you'll notice that this is where we house the central vacuum cleaner. It's real easy to change the bags on it. You can just open up the little drawer right there and change the bag out. Another nice option about this is that you can connect a hose right to there if you want to vacuum out your tow vehicle or vacuum out the compartments. It allows you to have an outside vacuum as well. You can also see we've done what we call a refrigerator freezer prep package. So we've installed this slide out tray so you can stick your fridge freezer on there. We've also installed 110 outlet and a 12 volt outlet if you want to connect your fridge freezer onto it, or if you just want to put a cooler in there. This is a nice tray to have. As you can see, it has full length drawer slides, and this compartment works out really nice. Now as we move to the final storage compartment on the passenger side, this is the one where we've had Renegade mount the inverter on this motorhome. You'll also notice that there's a solar panel connector in there. We've got roof mounted solar panels installed on this motor coach. You'll also see an electrical wire going to the door, and that's on all of the curbside doors. We had remote control door locks installed. So when you get out of the motorhome, when you want to lock the door, you just hit the key fob and it locks the motorhome door and all of the compartment doors. It's a real nice feature. Another neat thing to point out about the inverter on this motorhome is that it's large enough that you can run the microwave on the inverter, or you can run the refrigerator. With the 2 8D batteries, you should be able to easily watch TV all night long, keep your refrigerator running all night long without having to run the generator. Just a really well put together package. So everything is sized right. We sized the solar panels, the batteries, the inverter, the generator, and everything to work perfectly with all the design components on the inside. With this motorhome, you won't have to be rationing power. We're gonna go ahead and run the slide out so that you can see what it looks like with the slide out. We're also gonna run the awning out, and I've become a big fan of this awning. As you can see, when it comes out, this comes out in 2 stages, and this is a carefree awning. What I like about it is standard awnings just come straight out. So there's a lot of time the sun will actually get under the awning. With this awning, it comes out straight in the first stage, and in the second stage it tilts down, so it lowers the leading edge of the awning to help keep the sun off of you. Another neat feature of this is that this has a full LED lighted lead rail. At night, it's really nice to run that awning out, and maybe you got your picnic table underneath it and you have nice LED light strip running, just putting off the right amount of light. It also works as well when the awning's retracted. You can still use the LED light on it as kind of a secondary porch light or an area light. This awning has a wind sensor in it, so if the wind gets to oscillating it too much, it'll power retract in the event that you're not here. Now as we move up into the front of the motorhome, I want to talk about the entrance door a little bit. As you can see, we've installed the key code on it, so if you lock your keys inside, you can just enter your private code and unlock the door from the outside. You can see we've installed an additional 110 outlet on the outside of this motorhome. You know, as I said earlier, we're trying to make this coach as usable as possible, and having lots of 110 outlets really goes a long ways towards supporting that. Now that we put the slides in and the awning in, you can see this is just an absolutely gorgeous motor coach. Now we're going to move up into the power plant of this motorhome, and I tend to drone on and on here because I think this is something that's absolutely critical that everybody that's about to purchase one of these motorhomes fully understands. So we've become a big fan of the Detroit engine. Part of the reasons that we've really been specifying Detroits is because we feel that the Detroit is the best engine that we can possibly put in a motorhome. Not that we think there's anything wrong with the Cummins, we just think that Detroit offers more features and is at this stage a better engine. That's just kind of our personal opinion. Some of the things that we really like about the Detroit power plant is that it has a virtual technician. And when you buy this motorhome, you get standard service free for 2 years. And what the virtual technician is as you're driving down the road, if there's a engine problem or a sensor that goes bad, it's going to notify Detroit via satellite, and then they're going to contact you and they're going to let you know, hey, this engine light came on and here's what's going on. And they're going to tell you whether or not you need to take it in for immediate service or at the next scheduled service. The other nice thing about this power plant is that in this particular engine, it has 470 horsepower and makes over 1,600 foot-pounds of torque. It's an absolute beast. This thing was designed to be on an over-the-road tractor that has tandem rear axles that could tow up to 80,000 pounds capacity. This is an absolute true truck engine. I mentioned earlier it has a B50 life rating of 1 million miles. So in a nutshell, I'm kind of paraphrasing here, Detroit has certified that at least 50% of their engines have exceeded 1 million miles without engine catastrophe or major engine failure. That's an incredibly comforting number to know that over 50% of these engines have gone over 1 million miles. Now keep in mind, that's on over-the-road trucks that could weigh up to 80,000 pounds. So these engines are just exceptionally well-built and powerful units. Well, I hope I've spent enough time and talked in enough detail about this beautiful Explorer that we've designed and built. You know, as customers come in here and talk to us, overwhelmingly we hear that they like the fact that we're spending a lot of time and trying to cover every detail about these motorhomes. It's very obvious to me when you're spending this kind of money, you should really, number one, know what you're getting yourself into, but you should also get exactly what you want. And you should really enjoy the process. And making these videos and trying to go into a lot of detail is just kind of the first step of the experience that we're trying to present here at IWS. You know, we really understand that this can be a very major purchase for some people, and we really respect that. And we take a lot of pride in spending time with you and helping you to make an informed purchase. I really, truly thank you for your time, and hope you stop by and come and visit us sometime. Thanks again.